Welcome, Bill here, Detroit Commercial Photo and Video, and this is week 7 in our tips of hiring a professional photographer. That's right, week 7. Tips of hiring a professional photographer is a series, if you haven't tuned in before, if you haven't checked in, if you haven't seen this, about hiring a photographer. Everybody at some point in time will have to. So this is designed to give you the information that you will need when the time comes to hire a photographer for the wedding, for the product, for the food, for whatever it is that you are looking to do, that you just can't quite do it yourself, okay? That you need to hire a professional. So that's what this is all about. That's what this series is about. Today, in week 7, the question of today is going to be, how you need to know is how many events like this, food, whatever you're talking about, do you photograph in a year? That's the question for today. We're going to get into that in just 2 seconds. Beforehand, I want to remind you that at the end of this video, right up here in the corner, okay, you're going to see a little box that you can click into, and that's going to take you right back to the very first video in this series about tips of hiring a professional photographer. So that way, if you haven't seen it before, it'll give you an opportunity to catch up and get up to speed, so to speak, with where we're at right now with it, okay? So that you'll see that right at the very end. If you like what we have to say today, I'm going to urge you, subscribe. Go ahead, okay? Hit the little bell as well. That way you'll stay notified into future ones, because we do one of these virtually every single Friday, okay? All right? Something comes up every single Friday. And in this series, we got, about 7 more weeks to go on this series, okay? And then we'll come up with the next one. All right, so the question of the day is, what you need to know is, how many events like this do you photograph in a year? Sounds like it could be an absolutely ridiculous question, but it's really not. It's a very good question, to tell you the truth, okay? It's a good question because of this reason here. There are people out there that say photograph weddings. Do a great job with a wedding. Great. But now you got a product. Well, I can photograph that because I do weddings. I can do that, okay? So the question might be is, how many products have you photographed in the last year, 6 months, whatever number you want to put on it, okay? How many products have you photographed? If it be for your daughter's upcoming wedding and the kid down the street says, I do weddings, I shoot weddings, okay? You need to know how many of them he's done. Because just because he's read a book or watched a video or two does not make him a wedding photographer. So it's important to know, not only does he have a good book, to see the work that he's doing, but how often does he do it, okay? I'm here to tell you, if you shot weddings 10 years ago, and you don't shoot weddings for 10 years, and then you're going to start shooting a wedding again, you're going to be rusty. It's not going to be the same thing as back in the day, okay? Same thing with me. I haven't shot a wedding in years, but if I was to do one this year, could I get through it? Sure I could. I did people a good job, but I'm not up to speed with shooting weddings because I just don't do that anymore. So the question is how many events do you photograph in a year, or products, or headshots, or food, or whatever it is that you're considering to have done? Super duper important question, and that's a question there that you really need to ask and get an answer to so you can be sure of it. And that's our post for today. What this is, by the way, telling you is the experience the fellow has, really, okay? So that's our post for today. Thank you for checking this out. Once again, it's all in the tips of hiring a photographer so that you can be more equipped when the time comes that you need to. You can resort to this or whatever it may be. So, please subscribe if you haven't, okay? Next week, the question is going to be, and we do one of these every Friday, the question next week is, do you work with an assistant? And if so, what do they do? Do you work with a second photographer? So that's a question for next week. So that's the post for today, short and sweet and to the point. We hope we answered some of your questions there for you today on this. So once again, I'm going to invite you, though, I almost forgot, please, if you have a comment, leave it, okay? I'd love to hear your comments on the subject. You know, this is one person, when I mentioned what I was going to do today, they said, oh, that's ridiculous, Bill. It's not ridiculous because it's all based on you getting what you want and being assured of getting what you want. So, Bill, Detroit Commercial Photo and Video. If you want to check out some of my work, right up above me, right here, you're going to see, it's going to come up here. It's going to say Detroit Commercial Photo Video.com. That's our website. Go there and you can see everything that you need to see there, okay?